Now, listen, you guys, it seems like the Transformers husband is out there calling her trash. Now, at this point, I'm just like, was this a PR stunt all this while? And we're also going to be talking about the Weeknd and Drake. It seems like the battle has shifted. It's no longer Kendrick versus Drake, but it's now Abel versus Drake. Now, I wish I could say I didn't say this, but I did see this coming. And we're also going to be talking about the dolls at this point. Are they just trying to promote something? Azealia Banks weighs in on Lil Wayne speaking up for Nicki Minaj, and Billie Eilish's mother is tired of the industry games. Now, these are some of the things that we are going to be talking about in this video. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the tea plug. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great, you guys. I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So first of all, let us talk about this husband and wife. I don't even know if I should call them exes at this point, because everything is now beginning to fall like a PR stunt, because this girl posted a picture of herself and the husband went underneath that post and commented trash. Literally put a trash can. I'm not talking about quoting the tweet. I'm not talking about him just posting something randomly on his own page. No, he went to the Transformers page and then he put a trash can. Yes. He put an entire bin, you guys, under this girl's post. I think she had posted something like, "Oh, trophy" or something, hyping us. Oh, she said, my new bee looking like a trophy walking." Okay. That being said, it is also to note that previously Offset had gone on an entire lash out, where he was accusing the Transformer of cheating. He did say something like way before 29. So he said, "B been cheating since 2019, and I ain't tell when you did rat." And then he said Tommy and Sammy, and another one he said, the BL or double O, I mean paternity test. That's what he said. I don't want to say the B word. He said paternity test, and so people are like, is he saying that this newborn is not his child? Now, if this is not a PR stunt, this is disturbing. Like, this is absolutely disturbing, because what do you mean, sir? And I think he knows what he's doing. But then at the same time, there was a picture of Stephon Diggs saying, "I cannot believe this is me having dinner with, the Transformer," basically bragging and enjoying his time with the Transformer. Now, all of this is beginning to feel like a PR stunt, because, word on the street is that Stephon Diggs and Offset used to be cool, and Stephon Diggs actually used to help Offset cheat on the Transformer with Brie, allegedly. So now, if the two of them are now linking up, what are the odds that Stephon and Offset are no longer friends? What if Offset has picked one of his friends to assist in this entire rollout? I just cannot believe. I'm not buying. Now I'm not buying it, because I feel like they are now overdoing it. And if she's doing all of this to have a little bit of hype, that's actually rather pathetic in my own opinion. That's rather pathetic. I get it, you're flopping and stuff like that. I get it, people don't care anymore about you. But using your marriage as PR? That's lame. That's absolutely ridiculous. But then again, when you look at her numbers for the recent release with Madison Fontaine, I get why she would need to have this PR stand. Let's get into the flopping part, you guys. So this girl, with all that cockiness, with all that boldness, the reports that are coming in about how much this girl sold, I'm just looking at this like, how are you not even able to sell when it's literally you and your ghostwriter? So yeah, it is actually being reported that the Transformer and Partisans tooted up and 305 streams in its first full day on release on Spotify. Yes, 300,000 streams, you guys. Not sales, streamers. On its full day of release on Spotify. This is what is being reported. And if this is not flopping, I don't know what is. I guess the numbers could not toot it up. Okay? The numbers could not toot the way up, and they were just here going down. This is embarrassing. And if I were here selling 300,000 after all that talk that, I'm the new whatever, I'm better, I sell and stuff like that. If I were here, I probably would use my marriage as a PR stand as well, because she has a big mouth and the big mouth now is not matching when it comes to the sales. But then again, I wish I would say that I'm surprised. I'm not. I'm absolutely not surprised because I knew that, well, once they realized that, well, she's not selling, she's not able to replace Nicki Minaj, they're gonna discard her just like they do in the music industry. If you think I'm kidding, go and ask Remy Ma. Once you are done with the mission, or once you fail the mission, on to the next one. Now there is another next one. The next one, I think, did 94K, if I'm not mistaken, for Nosebleeds. The next one did 94K for Nosebleeds, you guys. Oh my goodness. I'm just like, you guys, the way you overhype people. Now, I'm not going to go into the next one because you guys are like, oh, well, because she got this, now you're going against her. But this is the reality on the ground, okay? Shea Butter Twitter is good at talking on Twitter and tweeting. That's what they're good at. When it comes to actual support, you won't find them. If you think I'm lying, where is Bongo 2? Where is Bongo 2? I mean, you would have sworn she's going to be the next biggest star, but where is she right now? Okay, moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about Azealia Banks. It seems like she decided to weigh in on the Lil Wayne defending Nicki Minaj situation. And I dislike moments like this. I dislike moments like this because then I have to agree with Azealia Banks. Like, I dislike it when I when I agree with people who are a little bit deranged, you know? Oh, somebody said Lil Wayne defending Nicki on X and Mark Main posted on IG. Oh, something big is coming now. And Azealia Banks said, but damn, he had to feel pushed out by Kendrick to defend her while he sat there and said nothing while the whole world came for her. Happy for them, but I mean, come on. Don't defend black women only when you need to make a point. That's so And on this one, I'm afraid Azealia cooked. On this one, I'm afraid I agree with Azealia because I'm just looking at this like, where was this energy in 2018? Where was this energy in 2019? Where was this energy, this entire time? Now you want to bring the energy because what? And some of you were mad in my comment section saying that Wayne has always defended Nicki Minaj. Where? I mean, if you're claiming that behind the scenes he was defending her, then maybe he should continue defending her behind the scenes. What's the reason for the switch up? Okay? If you're saying behind the scenes defense is the same as coming out here and speaking up publicly for your sister, then he should continue doing what he was doing. The fact that only now he's bold enough to publicly say something out, to me, I'm sorry. I'm not doing all of this. I'm not buying this. I'm not. Okay. Anyway, the next thing that we're going to be talking about, you guys, we're going to talk about Kash Doll and Asian. So you guys do know that, well, the two of them actually had a back and forth, on the internet over the name Doll. I know how ridiculous that could sound. But yeah, that actually happened. Of course, it had to happen on Shannon's platform because you know that he's with the mess and stuff like that. So after Kash Doll practically poked the other dolls, the other two dolls went, crazy and stuff like that. And then Kash Doll decided to then go out there and say that the next time that she's going to see Asian, she's going to be smacking her. And they started bringing their children in this entire conversation, which was very creepy. Kash Doll posted a picture of her daughter saying, my daughter looks like he's tired from fighting the dolls, or my daughter after fighting the dolls. And people were like, oh, wow, she just means that, the dolls that the daughter plays with. And I'm like, go bye. Okay, go by. Okay, and after that, Asian decided to announce that she's pregnant and that when she gives birth, her daughter is going to be, fighting bees. And I'm just like, oh my God, what have we become? Imagine your mother praying that you come out of her tummy to fight people out here. Do people even understand the power of words and energy? Like, what energy are you transferring to your child? Literally, you're carrying somebody, a life. And the first thing that's coming to your mind is, I want to pop out my daughter so that she can fight bees? Whilst other people are praying for better things for their children? Are you serious right now, Asian? And announcing your pregnancy as I also have a daughter because we're beefing type of thing, it's weird in my own opinion. But that being said, Kash, very low also to say that, oh, well, my daughter fighting the dolls. That's just passive aggressive. And if you want to believe that she was referring to the dolls that her daughter was playing for, the timing is definitely interesting if you ask me. Okay? literally throwing rocks and hiding hands. And this is not the first time that Kash Doll has, brought up this entire situation. She has brought up this situation, and then later on admitted that she was just bitter. Yeah, she did say that she was bitter. But not once have I seen people saying, oh, Kash Doll is a bitter bee. I guess bitterness is, it's only right to associate bitterness with somebody who never openly admitted that they were bitter. But yet you have other female rappers who are walking around admitting that they are bitter. But people are applauding, for them. She went in an interview and said, oh, well, I just brought up that issue because I was bitter. She said it by her mouth. I will insert, the audio of her admitting to that. I'm not making this up. So honestly, it is interesting how everything is playing out and how people are applauding for her. And I guess she also needed this entire conversation because she's on tour that I didn't know about. I only knew about the tour after the fight, of course, because, well, she then, on that tour, that's when she decided to announce that she was going to slap the behind out of, Asian. But had she not gotten into this beef, no one would have known about her tour. No one would have cared for her tour. So I guess this was a calculated PR stunt, and it's pathetic that people have to go to these lengths just to have a little bit of attention. Sad, if you ask me. I don't care for Asian, don't get it twisted, okay? I too believe that she's just full of ish, okay? So these are just two dads doing the most, and I'm like, you know what? It is what it is. Anyway, the next thing that we're going to be talking about, you guys, we are going to be talking about Billie Eilish's mother. It seems like people are accusing her of shading Beyonce because, well, she seemingly is liking comments that are in support of the fact that her daughter was snubbed at the Grammys. Now, I tried to look at the responses that she liked and the one that's shading Beyonce. Honestly, I don't see it. So I don't know why people are running with the narrative. I will read a couple of the comments for you so you guys can tell me if that was shady towards Beyonce. One person said Billie was the true album of the year, and she liked that. I mean, if I'm a mother of somebody who I feel was snubbed, of course I would say that my daughter was deserving of album of the year. And then somebody said Billie and Phineas couldn't have created a better album. This whatever song literally saved my life along with millions more. And then she liked that. And another person said, just want to let you know your daughter was robbed last night. Robbed and deserved to win. This is what people were saying. So I don't see the shade in Beyonce right here. I don't see it at all. I'm sorry. If I feel like my daughter got snubbed, I am going to stand with that. I am going to support my daughter publicly. Unlike some people that I know that will say, oh, behind the scenes, they are supporting you. No. Unfortunately, I'm that petty friend, okay? You are not going to be in public, watch and look at the sidelines whilst I get roasted, and then behind the scenes try to come to me and say, oh, but friend, you were right, and you were just standing there. No. I'd rather have a friend who stand on business in public and stand on business behind the scenes. If you feel like you don't want to support me in public, don't support me in private either. Stand on your business, because I'll do the same for you. Like, seriously. Oh my goodness. The next thing that we're going to be talking about, you guys, we're going to talk about this John the Baptist situation. I wish I could say I didn't say it, but I did see this coming. Because now, lately, the conversation in the blogs that I believe, you know what I mean, has changed. The conversation has shifted from Kendrick versus Drake. It's now Abel versus Drake. Who remembers Remy Ma with the BETs and the Transformer coming in and stuff like that? This is how I feel things are going to play out. And I did say that Kendrick should be careful to be used to end somebody's era, just not for them to give him that payola package permanently to replace him. I did say that. And I did say that I wouldn't be surprised if the record labels would come up with another person who's not Kendrick, who has to take the first place. I did say that. And guess what? Lately, all I've been hearing is the comparison between The Weeknd and Drake. That's all I've been hearing. The Weeknd versus Drake. The Weeknd versus Drake. And I'm like, of course, I do know that Abel and Drake have always had their differences. But in this era, that was not that wasn't the focus. That was not the focus. So what happened? Well, business as usual. Like I told you, music is a business. And now they're realizing that in as much as Kendrick might have the lyrical prowess to go against Drake, and whilst he may be lyrically, he might be a lyrical genius or whatever, when it comes to actually the features, the hit songs, a lot of them, they're realizing that it probably could never be the same with Drake. It could never be the same. The amount of revenue that he would generate for them could never be the same as Drake. So, of course, they need a money-making machine. Who is the next in line? Abel, The Weeknd. Because The Weeknd has that superstar quality to him. The Weeknd is able to pull in the crowds. The Weeknd can be branded as the top guy when it comes to R&B. Because let's not forget that Drake was more like a rapper. He could also fit into, R&B. He could also fit into pop if he wanted to. So, of course, they had to look for another person that's able to generate that income for them. And now lately, it's been The Weeknd. And he's the one that has been put on the throne. And if you think I'm lying, watch what's going to happen in the next year. That's when you're going to realize that this issue is bigger than Kendrick and Drake, but has got the record label written all over it. Literally. It has. Because the amount of revenue that Kendrick single-handedly can generate could never be the same with the amount of revenue that Drake was able to generate for this record label. So this was just a means to an end, unfortunately, and I said it. And it makes me mad. It makes me mad because on one hand, you have Kendrick who has reduced his legacy to the Not Like Us beef. When I know that he's more than that, when I know that he's always been talented, but without, when the machine is, not constantly behind you, you could never reach those superstar great heights, manufactured hit after hit. You couldn't do that. And you can't compete with that either. So I feel like at some point artists just give up and they give in to the system. They just accept that's what's there. No matter how good my music is, no matter how good I am, if the machine is not behind me, of course, I'm not getting the hype. And so if the machine presents itself and says they want to help me get that hit, they want to give me the Grammys, they want to help me be that superstar, at the end of the day, after trying for over a decade and realizing that somebody who probably has less talent than you is doing better than you, you are put in a position where you end up just giving in, you guys. Because maybe you ride with integrity, and then you realize, oh my God, I'm not going anywhere. If they want to use me, even if it's a moment, it's okay. That's better than nothing. Honestly speaking, the more I'm hearing about what happens behind the scenes, the more I'm realizing that music nowadays, more than the art, is about business. It is really more about business. So I will insert you guys what the Joe Budden podcast had to say, about The Weeknd versus Drake, because that's the beef now. It's very interesting, and how they were proudly saying that Kendrick by himself cannot sell a stadium. He had to go and get Caesar to do that. I'm gonna insert this, you guys, because if this is not them trying to, downplay him right now, and I told you that the tone with the Joe Budden podcast has suddenly shifted and changed. It's no longer now Kendrick praise Kendrick. The only one who's still stuck with the Kendrick praise is Elliot Wilson and Ibro. The other media platforms have moved on from Kendrick. Now they're praising The Weeknd. You see? And it's rather sad to see this happening. It's very sad because these are the same people who were Kendrick this, Kendrick this. Now it's not him anymore. Now it's Abel against Drake. But he's the one who was responsible for you being able to actually freely look at Drake as a clown like this. He did that. But now you guys are just sidelining him. Like, what's happening? Anyway, you guys, I'll insert that, and then I'll catch you in my next video. I will also insert the Kash Doll situation. And until my next one, see you.
Not sales, not touring, not sales, listens from top to bottom all over the world. That's what I need to see from them two. Because you're right. Weeknd probably wins every metric battle now. However, I think Drake wins the visibility battle with Weeknd because of how he's been marketing himself and promoting himself. And I think that overall, I think more people have listened to Drake records just because there's probably more of them and how big that they were.
I agree with that. And I just think
just in quantity
alone. Overall popularity and all
about,
that shit impact might be on.
And it's not fair to ask that now to me because one, the label is full steam ahead, and the other one not so much.
But the label's always been full steam ahead on Weeknd. Like I'm talking about since you go back, forget this project and even the last 2-3 projects. You go all the way back to the Beauty Before the Madness, Starboy, that era.
I'm talking about for Drake.
But while the labels were big on Drake and Weeknd at the same time, Weeknd's numbers were still all the way up there at the top.
When the label was buying both of them at the same time, I think Drake is way bigger.
I think just because of the quantity of music.
That's 2016 and before to me.
I only think that's because of quantity of music. Weeknd's quantity, his output doesn't match Drake's. So
I think, and where they were in the ladder, right? Like I think, like Drake, I think it's safe to say is on the backside of his career.
Yes.
I'm not ready to say that about the Weeknd.
Yeah, and to your point, the quantity of music that they putting out, that plays a part.
Yeah.
So if I'm putting out an album every single year and you putting out an album every 3 years, I'm going to be hotter than you because I keep being relevant in everybody's brain with new shit. I got more hits than you. I got more relevancy than you.
I don't know about the relevant part. You might be hotter in terms of more hits, but if
hotter is relevant.
If I'm putting out that, take it like people say about Kendrick dropping an album every so often years, but if I'm putting out an album that's damn near classic or classic level every 4 or 5 years, and it's keeping me in that conversation even when I don't drop.
If you putting out an album every 5 years, that's a smoker, fire, a 10, and I'm putting out a 9 every single year, I'm gonna be hotter than you because I'm more relevant than you are.
That 9 is subjective.
You get what I'm saying? Like hotness don't speak to better; it just speaks to more relevant, more popular, all of those things.
And I just think that Drake got a few albums that's probably better than whatever Weeknd's best album is.
To us. And that's where I think it's different at, because Weeknd has went full pop. He don't like that Beauty Behind the Madness, Starboy, that wasn't for hip hop culture. And there's a third one in there, I forget. But that wasn't for hip hop culture. Drake, even when he went pop, he still stayed hip hop-ish in there. Weeknd's left this alone. I mean, shit, his intro was dark R&B, even though it was classified as R&B. But once he left, he went pop radio, pop star, completely over there, and never looked at us again, really. Until it came time to get a little feature from here or something like that. He's now working his way back. But Weeknd was gone. And I think that's what took him to that next level, why he's out here doing your stadium tours. That you have to, it's almost like it's a ceiling over here.
You think Drake hit it?
Yes.
Knock on my heel, dude.
Yeah, I don't think Drake ever hit the ceiling.
I think he did.
Like, I think if Drake wanted to go, what's the ceiling?
Views.
I say that all the time. That was the peak for me.
I'm just saying, so what can't he do?
Stadiums.
I disagree, but
That's speculative.
yeah, you stand in that. I disagree. I disagree.
For as big as a moneymaker as he is, I think they would put that man in stadiums.
See, I don't think that's a definite the way you keep saying it.
Yeah, I don't look at it like
The stadium is a different show that I don't know that he feel like doing. It's
Costs
different
more.
fees that
Yeah,
I don't know
costs
that
more.
Bro, he
feel
just
like
told
paying.
in the text about that he didn't feel like doing all this show shit here. That he's running that the leak text with old girl.
Yeah, so imagine with that with a stadium.
So what I'm saying is, it ain't really up to you like that. If we got you, if I gave you 400 M's, and I want my money, I got you in this type of a contract. No, nigga, you in the biggest shit possible.
That's not how he
That's
said
not
that to that girl.
necessarily true,
And that's
Ice.
not how he said it to the girl.
I
He
could-
said it to the girl like, yo, I'm trying to fulfill my obligations to these niggas away from them.
If I'm the record label and
Who
you're the
says
biggest
that
act in the
Live
world, you
Nation-
don't think I want to put you
who
in the
says that
stadium?
Live Nation or whatever the touring company is would want to get him out that deal as fast as could be.
No, I'm not saying they want to. He wants to. No, not
Yeah,
them.
but that don't got
I'm
nothing to do with
saying
the
it-
stadium
When
tours.
I said, if I am Live Nation and you are the biggest act in the world, let's say, you're not touring arenas.
Yeah, I don't think that's true.
All the biggest acts are not touring arenas. They don't do them no more because that their star power won't allow them to do it.
What is Beyonce doing?
Arenas. Stadiums. It has been for the last 7 years. Beyonce ain't did an arena tour in God knows how long. This tour that she just announced is all stadiums. That is a fact.
What's the Renaissance shit?
Stadiums. MetLife is a stadium. If you're performing at MetLife, it's not. You're not. Beyonce not doing Barclay.
She did MetLife when she
or
came
Prudential.
Here.
Ever.
She did MetLife when she came here.
That's what I'm saying. That level of act, the label, with they're in bed with you. They said Beyonce looking to make how many 300 some odd million off of this Renaissance shit.
Nicki Minaj made $200 million or high hundreds off her tour.
Nicki Minaj, respectfully, is not Beyonce level. No, That's what I'm saying. Once you get that global star.
I don't know if that is that many stars in the world bigger than Drake. And it did be sounding like I'm caping for Drake.
If Drake pop up over
like,
there
yo,
at
that's
MetLife.
crazy. If you saying Kendrick Lamar could do a stadium tour, so could...
I'm saying Kendrick Lamar doing... I already... Y'all know where I stand. I say no rapper could do a solo stadium tour. Not one. I've been saying that for years. Every rapper that's trying to do a stadium tour, you need a pop act to attach to.
You said it.
I've been saying that. Kendrick had to go get SZA to do this tour. He can't do that by himself.
He didn't have to go get her. She was in the room already.
Well, to put that tour together, they know they needed SZA with it. There is not a rapper that can do a stadium tour dolo. Period. Taylor Swift can do stadiums by herself. Beyonce can do stadiums by herself. These people can do these stadiums by themselves at that level.
I don't know if what you're saying is true. I think Kanye could probably do an arena tour by himself. I feel like we've had this talk.
Stadium.
I mean, that's what I meant.
When I say stadium tour, I'm not talking about 5 or 6 stadiums. I'm talking about a 30-city tour. I don't think Kanye can do that.
So let me ask you this.
He can do the listening session where I pop up in Atlanta and do a stadium here. I pop up in Chicago, do a stadium here. I pop up in LA, do a stadium here. That's one thing. I'm talking about a full-on tour.
I can name 20 cities where Kanye would sell out.
And Drake.
I think so.
And Drake.
I think if it's not being done in this,
something might be different.
If it's not being done,
it's for more reasons.
I think there's more reasons than he can't. Is all I'm saying. That's it. I don't pretend to know. I'm not in nobody's business.
Okay.
Don't get quiet. You want to get quiet on our Drake topics, man. What happened?
Nothing.
What happened?
Nothing.
I think they know that. I think they fear. In closing, I just think that the Live Nations and the record labels and all of that are not as confident in rap, thinking rap itself or a rapper itself themselves can sell out a stadium tour by themselves.
You got the you dead to me.
And I agree with them.
You got the you dead to me text.
Did you receive the you dead to me text? Okay.
Not exactly.
Oh, you got another text.
Variation of the you dead to me. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. You ran your mouth.